Alright, let's see what this PS5 Pro entails. I'm actually relatively
I'm Mark.
excited for this.
I'm excited to be here to talk about the newest addition to
this has been leading up to a
PlayStation
lot.
5 Pro and how it advances gaming technology.
There
First,
are
I want to take just a minute to look
very
at what we put
specific
in the
games that
original
I want to
PlayStation
play
5 and how it delivers an
with
exceptional game
increased
experience.
horsepower that are locked to console right now.
When PS5
Particularly
debuted in
only 7
2020,
Rebirth.
it brought a lot to the table. 8 Zen 2 CPU cores form the brains of PlayStation 5 and enable high-speed complex gameplay, with character counts reaching into the hundreds.
That's interesting.
And frame rate.
That's interesting that they're mentioning Zen 2.
PS5 has a powerful RDNA 2 GPU, which can render anything from
Even though having a
intricate
Zen 2
details
CPU
to
isn't even that
fantastic worlds
impressive.
with vast panoramas to explore.
When we're on
Ray
Zen
tracing
5
allows
right
for
now.
dramatic visual improvements, including reflections off of water or glass, and the realism that comes from real-time global illumination. A custom SSD can load data at breathtaking speed, resulting in ultra-fast transitions between game worlds and data streaming rates so high that traversal speeds are essentially unlimited.
You okay? I'm working on it.
Tempest 3D audio tech brings an unparalleled sense of immersion
This
to the
audio,
sound of
yeah.
the games. With audio so real,
I never
you may not
finished
even
Demon's
need to
Souls.
see the enemies to know
I
exactly.
played like an hour of it and I never played it again. That might be fun to
the DualSense
replay.
controller
Or
has haptics
to
that let
play.
you feel through your hands what your character is
PS5 Pro.
experiencing inside of the game. It's wonderful to see such variety and richness of game experiences. Creators have made amazing use of the hardware capabilities, but when I talk to them, I do hear about their desire for more graphics performance. The dreams of the developers are bigger than can be supported at 60 frames per second, and that
I hope they
leads
show
to
off
an
the
aspect of
upscaler.
modern gaming that we're all familiar with.
Because that's gonna probably be the biggest
It can be a difficult choice for players.
improvement overall.
Fidelity
Even though
modes
ray
emphasize
tracing
the visual,
was said
typically
to have
through
the
higher
biggest
resolution rendering.
improvement, which
These
I'm
modes
excited
might
for that
also
too.
have enhanced detail or use more ray tracing.
But that upscaler is
The
gonna work
games
on
only run at
everything.
30 frames per second. The visuals
And it's gonna
can be
essentially
choppy,
make everything
and the
just look
controls
better.
less responsive.
They're not gonna have to
Performance
rely on
modes emphasize
FSR2,
frame rate and interactivity, typically choosing to run
which to be
60
honest,
frames per
barely
second.
any developers used FSR2. At least
Mainly by
Square
reducing
Enix,
the
they
graphical
would use
detail
like
until those
FSR1
frame
or
rates can
some
be achieved.
trash by cubicle
When
sharpener.
asked to decide on a
for
mode,
Rebirth.
players are choosing performance about 3/4 of the time. Removing that decision, or at least narrowing that divide, is one of the key targets for PlayStation 5 Pro. We want to give players the graphics that the game creators aspire to, at the high frame rates that players typically
Okay, so they're going for
To do
both.
that, PS5 Pro substantially improves over PlayStation 5 in 3 ways. Here's what we call the Big 3.
A larger
First, we
GPU,
made the
advanced
GPU
ray
much larger
tracing.
and increased the speed of the memory it uses. The result is rendering that's up to 45% faster.
Okay.
Second, we made major upgrades to the ray tracing, taking a streamlined and accelerated approach that allows calculation of the rays at double or even triple the speeds of PlayStation 5. And finally, we added custom hardware for machine learning and an AI library called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, or PSSR for short. PSSR analyzes the game images pixel by pixel and can add an extraordinary amount of detail, which boosts the effective resolution of the games. Game creators are adding PS5 Pro support to new and existing titles, and with the Big 3 involved, the results can be pretty amazing.
I
With
really
graphics
hope that it
showing
has
something
some
like
type of
fidelity
streamlined
levels of detail, but it doubles.
availability.
Here's the
Where
last
developers don't have to do that much
PS5
to add
Pro.
this stuff.
It has huge amounts of detail and targets a super smooth 60 frames per second. Let's compare this to the fidelity mode on PS5, which is only running at 30 frames per second and is therefore much choppier.
Don't stop! We gotta lose.
This goal of delivering almost fidelity-like graphics at performance frame rates has been achieved for a broad set of titles, including Marvel's Spider-Man 2
Nice.
and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. We can see that PS5 Pro is close to doubling the power of PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Another way to compare the two consoles is to look at PS5 Pro versus Performance mode on PS5, both of which target 60 frames per second.
That's gonna be a game
What we
changer.
see here is a difference in detail. PS5 Pro is much sharper and crisper than PS5. For this, my favorite is the parade scene from Ratchet & Clank. Distant details are much clearer. And here we can see Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is noticeably higher resolution throughout the scene, including the trees.
It's gonna be nice for the console to actually be outputting 4K.
So overall, some remarkable improvement to the games. On PS5 Pro, we can see increased sharpness to the graphics or smoother.
Most of the time, people just played at 1440, and that was at best. It was getting so bad on.
As you've been seeing,
some of those,
machine learning via the
games I was
PSSR
playing
library is being used quite broadly to add pixel detail and
Final
boost
Fantasy
frame
16 was dropping to like a
There are as many
base
approaches as there are
720p
game
resolution.
engines. The increase in
in
raw
its
GPU
performance
power
mode.
is being especially effective for Horizon Forbidden West. Apart from the detail boost, that extra graphics power is allowing for improvements to lighting and visual effects, as well as to the hair and the skin in cinematics.
Nice.
Open up, guys. Dwarf's orders.
Good enough for me.
Ray tracing is finding broad usage as well, particularly when the games are focused on higher frame rates. The faster hardware in PS5 Pro can make a real difference, allowing Gran Turismo 7 to add ray-traced reflections between the cars in gameplay,
Okay.
while continuing to support their
I guess
targeted
that's a
60
start.
frames per second. That boost in ray tracing is also delivering big wins for Hogwarts Legacy, allowing not only for better reflections and a greater variety of reflective
That's okay
surfaces,
as well.
but also for further
I
realism.
would want
in the
them. I want
casting
them to
and
show it for
shots.
games that
I
would
hope you've enjoyed this
have liked to
run-through of the
have
technology
extra
behind
ray
PlayStation
tracing,
5
like
Pro.
new ray tracing, like
Simply
Spider-Man.
put, it's the most powerful console we've
Like
ever built.
Insomniac
and a
talked
worthy
about
addition
wanting
the
to
PS5.
essentially add
Let me wrap this
like
up by
some
giving
type
you a
of global
quick look at
illumination
a number
system
of
in
games
Spider-Man
running
2,
on the new console.
but they never got around to it because the PS5 was not powerful enough for it. Okay, that design looks like how the leaks look like. Let's see. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, it got cute camera cuts.
It'll be worth it.
Okay.
Did I do it? Oh, what is this? What's with all the neon?
Vertical stand so separately. Ooh, 700. Ooh. Ooh, wait, hold on. It doesn't have a disk drive, does it? Oh no. Oh no. Ooh. That's gonna turn a lot of people off. Really? Does it actually not have a disk drive? At 700? Huh. It's coming out November 7th, so that's soon. That's good. Damn. No disk drive. Vertical Sand sold separately is kind of cheap. I don't know why that's kind of cheap, bro. I know that sand costs like $10. They couldn't pair that up with it. That's kind of cheap, bro. Come on. If anything, this thing should be coming with like extra like special accessories and stuff. That's really. No, they didn't mention a disc drive though. So is it gonna be digital only? Because they didn't even mention it, right? They didn't say anything about it not having a disc drive. And it's definitely only one version. They're at least only showing one version on here, so there might be a digital and physical version. But the physical version would cost more, right? If the digital version is $700, that physical is gonna cost like $800. It's like, golly, bro. $700 is already kind of a bit because it's still using a RDNA 2 CPU, right? They didn't change the architecture. They didn't change everything in the architecture, right? It's essentially a memory overclock, right? Just 28%. The graphical rendering is using, I think, RDNA 4, right? So the majority of the improvements are just coming from that alone, right? They're coming from the fact that it can use hardware ray tracing, better hardware ray tracing. It's coming from the fact that you get a little bit of a rasterization upgrade, right? It's not RTX 4090 level, but it's definitely a decent punch above the PS5. And then there's the upscaler, right? That's where the majority of the increase is coming from. So I don't know why that would warrant it costing $700 without the disc drive. I feel like it should cost $600 if it's gonna be without the disc drive, right? I feel like that would make more sense. So unfortunately, there are again a number of games that will only be out on console for like a good chunk of time. Right, 7 Rebirth being one of those games. We still don't have any type of PC release date for that. And to be honest, I've been dying to replay 7 Rebirth again. I definitely wanted to go on a hard mode playthrough for that. Then there'll also be GTA 6, right? And that's gonna be on console for such a long time. Such a long time. Yeah. Essentially, right, GTA 6 will almost be a PS5 Pro seller, essentially. Because that game has like some of the most ray tracing of any console game. The game has ray traced global illumination and reflections. Right? So that game is gonna utilize that ray tracing upgrade quite a bit. But it'll be funny if that game still runs at 30 FPS, or rather it doesn't touch 60 because it'll be CPU limited. That'll be funny. That'll be pretty funny. Because again, the fact that it doesn't get a CPU upgrade, right, even if they upgraded just to Zen 3, that would be a lot better than Zen 2. Zen 2 is kind of old. The thing that benefited the PS5, I don't think it was a generation upgrade. It was just the fact that it was an 8-core CPU. And the PS4 had a bad CPU to begin with when it came out. I don't know. $700. Yeah, that's gonna turn a decent amount of people off. Yeah, I'll definitely see that happening. No disc drive, $700. It's an upgrade, but it's that's a reasonable upgrade, right? It's not punching with anything that's high end on PC, which sucks because we're at a time where the 5090 is probably going to come out in a few months, maybe this month or next month actually. 5090 is on the horizon to come out soon. It'll probably get announced this month actually. Right, we're at a time like that where high-end PC hardware already destroys console in every single way. which is expected. It's way more expensive, but that's the point, right? Like this is 700, right? You can get a GPU that's almost that price, and it would actually no. You probably could get a GPU that's that price, and it would outperform this, right? Around it, maybe you can get like a 4070 or a 4070 Super. Actually, yeah, I think a 4070 would cost cheaper than this, or a 7700 XT, which is essentially what this is, right? That's what's in this consoles, though. Yeah, and that would outperform this, or well, it wouldn't outperform it. Yeah, it would outperform with a better CPU. It would outperform with a better CPU. Yeah. I don't know. It does influence my choice in getting it a little bit, right? Maybe I might not prioritize getting this as early, especially if the 5090 comes out like next month, and especially if Rebirth gets a PC announcement and it's like December or January. I might just wait, right? I might just wait like a month or two, and I'll just play that on PC. Like that's actually kind of the best case scenario, right? I'll only really need this for GTA 6, and that's like in a year or so, right? Even though that sounds kind of crazy. Well, it'd be for more than GTA 6. It wouldn't just be for GTA 6. It'd be for other games. It'd be for everything else that comes out for the rest of this generation, essentially. Right? So if there's that Wolverine game, if they make a new God of War, right? I don't think Rebirth's getting DLC. Yeah, if Rebirth's not getting DLC, they should be able to get that PC port out quick. I could think the only thing that's making them take time on that is essentially the exclusivity, like time frame. That's the only thing that could be taking time on that. I'll think about it. We'll see. If Rebirth's PC port gets announced like later this month or next month, then I might not I may not think about getting this. Or yeah, I may hold out on getting this. That said though, we're at an exciting time for hardware. I'm always excited when new hardware and stuff comes out like this. I'm still really excited for the 5090 launch. Hopefully they show DLSS 4 for that. Stuff like that. Like I'm excited to see what NVIDIA's been cooking up, especially with their like AI texture upscaling solution and model, essentially increasing model detail. I'm excited to see what they'll do with that. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say on this whole thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you on the next one.